In this episode, we spent our final days in Suriname before we set sail again towards Grenada. Never a dull moment when we have a big engine problem.
We have a problem. See this? Push on and nothing happens.
But first, this is me, Kim. There is Bart, and here is Liz, our little explorer. We sold everything to explore these beautiful places with our tiny 33-foot sailboat, Tranquility. Last week, we took you with us on our trip through Suriname, from the upper Suriname River to a swamp, Biggie Pan, which houses more than 150 different bird species. Suriname was a Dutch plantation colony between 1667 and 1954. The economy of the colony of Suriname depended upon people enslaved at its plantations to produce sugar, cotton, indigo and coffee.
We are on our way to Frederiksdorp. It was a former plantation for coffee and cacao.
There were around 400 plantations in 1730. A lot of plantations went bankrupt as a consequence of the crash of the Amsterdam Stock Exchange and the abolition of slave trade. Nowadays there is only one remaining coffee cultivator and producer, Plantation Katwijk.
Waar gaan we naartoe?
Naar zwembad!
Are you going swimming?
Ja!
Yes!
Maar ik ga met papa zwemmen en ook met Lin zwemmen.
Yes, they have a swimming pool. So we hope it's open and we hope the rain stops.
We zijn er bijna! We gaan er nu terug, we zijn er bijna! We zijn er!
Well, we came to swim and now we're not allowed to swim. So everybody is disappointed. And happy faces and swimming children again. They made an exception for us. Really, really lucky and happy. Our final days in Suriname has come, and we decided to treat ourselves with some luxury. We are going to stay at Boutique Hotel Peperpot, a former plantation, one of the oldest. It started with tobacco and in 1702 it became a cacao plantation, which changed in 1720 towards coffee. There was also a coffee factory that was in production until 1998. Since 2018 there's a hotel and restaurant. Time to relax. Well, Bart is going to edit and Kim is going to practice swimming with Liz again. We haven't been swimming a lot since we have left the Netherlands, where Liz took swimming lessons. In Suriname we can swim in the river, but it has bad visibility, so Liz can't practice the skills. And there are a lot of cold swimming pools. C needs to put her ears in the water and doesn't want to if it's too cold. Well, who does? Here the swimming pool has a nice temperature. It took us 3 days to give her back the confidence to swim and enjoy playing in the water again. It is so much fun.
En daarna?
In het onderwater duiken en in de camera vakken.
Oké, nou. Zullen we hem in het water doen?
Ik heb het gevonden.
Zo, buik omhoog. Buik omhoog. Goed zo. Alright guys, we got some minor jobs to do before we can set sail again. So it's time to get all the tools out.
We have all our tools underneath our feed bed. So whenever we need to do a boat job, it is necessary to turn the boat inside out.
We are going to clean out this bed and we're gonna fix the bed separator. So when we're under sail on a port side deck, all the stuff does not push laser bed more to that side. So we're gonna drill some holes and fix it to the bottom. Alright, so I still want my diesel hatch to get to the diesel tank to open, so it needs to be on this side. I can't put it on here. I think this will be a nice snug fit. It's all pushed against the wall here. I think it's okay. Let's drill some holes. I don't want to drill a big hole in my exhaust system or something. So. All right. One size bigger.
So, after Bart having his Working day, doing the boat jobs. I suggested let me clean up the boat so you can have some time with Liz and you don't have to be inside all day. I sometimes regret that because I just finished the front of our boat. Ta-da! And then when you think you're finished, you find this piece underneath some cushions and stuff, and like, okay, so I have to pull the bed outside again to clean it up. So now I'm checking the boat twice before I'm going to shut everything down again.
Van Nederland.
Van Nederland.
Suriname has a lot of different markets. This is the Javanese or Sauna market. We go here for fresh fruit, vegetables and some Javanese food, but also for the tasting.
What is that?
Marcoucha.
Die heb je nog niet.
Zuurzak.
Zout.
That's this one.
After all the shopping, it's time for lunch. A traditional peanut soup is on the menu. I just put this amount of salmon in my soup, and in Suriname you really need to be careful with this. Don't be a badass. It's really hot, so I'm not going to put this one in my soup. I just wanted to show you. It's really spicy. Really good. And these are tom-toms. It's banana balls. Really good. And of course, we can't leave Suriname without a fresh haircut. Kim from Heron is taming Bart's manes. It was about time. Kim is a former hairdresser and she did a really nice job. Bart is ready for the blue now.
Right, so we're gonna do a crossing of 4 days soon to the Caribbean. We have already had 200 extra engine hours, so it's time to check our impeller. And then you find out the scoops are like this way. I have it out already. It's just behind behind this plate. It's on there with some screws, and you get it loose, and there's a paper seal there, but this is not okay. We 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, they're all there, so there's no problem. They don't ruin themselves and got loose in there. That's the biggest problem of the water cooling system. So let's get it out. Be careful with the housing, so don't ruin it with a screwdriver or anything. Just take it out carefully. If you want to just check the impeller, you should be very careful getting it out as well with the screwdriver. For me it was in the wrong position, so I don't want to use it again because two were standing like this. I don't feel safe anymore, so I'll put in another one. And then I pulled it out with this one. We have a spare. Alright, so spare one comes with, of course, the impeller. Two paper seals. That's because if you want to check it and it's still okay, you have got another one to put it back. So we'll keep just this one and some impeller lubricant. Some glycerine, that's to put it in there. It's now there's no water in there, so it's dry. So this is to protect your rubber, to put it in there like it's a wet rubber. And then if you run it, it doesn't run itself dry. So this is important to keep. And if you don't know how to use it anymore, there's a guidance which shows you how to put in, to be sure that it's okay. All right. Have this open. We're gonna clean out the raw water filter. This looks okay. That's not bad. In the Netherlands this was worse. So keep it clean, save you a lot of trouble. So the intake, raw water intake, is closed. So now we fill it up with some water. This one tight. Don't forget to open up the raw water intake. It should not drain, because otherwise this one is not fast enough, so the water should stay there. It's okay. Remove this one. We start the engine to see if everything runs and if the raw water system is not leaking. All is well. And that's it, guys. After 6 weeks being in Suriname, exactly 6 weeks, we're leaving for blue water. We're here on the river on Brown, as you know, and we're going for the Caribbean islands. We are very excited to leave. It's also a little bit nee, is een foutje.
Hè?
Is een foutje.
De motor wordt gestopt, zei hij.
Oh, wacht even. We have a problem. All of a sudden, the engine loses power if you want to increase RPM. We first check the diesel filter, if there is any water that might cause the problem. The diesel looks clear, and then, like nothing happened, it works again. We don't trust it, so we stopped the engine and did a restart again. We shifted in gear multiple times and hit the throttle, and everything looks fine again.
And then when you want to leave, the engine was not getting in gear. But it seems to be resolved now, but it feels really unnice.
A difficult decision. Continue or head back to the marina. It will be against a current of more than 4 knots, and finding a Volvo penta mechanic in Suriname is a no-go. We decide to continue because we will face a windy crossing, so no need for the engine, and the engine is working again. Well, because it's a river, you've got to time the exit right. The river has its natural flow of water going to the ocean, but we're also at the end, so it's also a tidal current. So we peaked on high water, we left slack, and now we're bumping with, we're cruising with 8 knots to the ocean. And let's hope we can maintain the current with us. Also the last part, because on the ocean the low water is a lot more early than on the river. Going with 10 knots now. We've got some steep waves because the current is going in that direction and the wind is coming towards us. So that's why we have some steep waves here. But as you can see, the current, we are now going 9.6 knots and 5.5 through water. So that's almost 4 knots of current. On the river. So we went from there all the way, almost out. Current will be coming against us there, because there the tide comes in.
Our final leg on the Suriname river, and then back on the ocean. Let's test if we still have our sea legs left, or after 6 weeks in a marina it's gone. Fingers crossed. We both got seasick. The engine problem had caused a lot of stress, and this is one of the triggers for seasickness for us. Luckily, Liz was okay, and we just need to get through.
Cheers. Push on, and nothing happens. Nothing happens. On. Shit. It's just bizarre. All of a sudden, wind dies down. I'm trying to start the engine, just in case I need it. Engine doesn't work, I mean the entire control panel, and it's probably the control box from the Volvo Penta, which is shit. So there were serious problems with the engine after all. Because the panel is not working, we think it has something to do with the electronics. The MDI box. First we checked the fuse. Still intact. I have seen an episode of Seal Life where Mats is taking precautions for this system. I do not have a fancy backup, but because of this explanation and some email contact with friends in Suriname, I know how to jumpstart the engine with a screwdriver. Thanks, Mats. Seal Life is a YouTube channel where Mats is doing a big refit on a Warrior 38. I have learned a lot from this guy, so I'll put a link to his channel down below.
In the next episode,
Disaster strike number 2.
the problems continue during our crossing to Grenada. But we also enjoy this beautiful spice island.
We are lost in track. Well, this was it. If you have any questions, please let us know. And for now, goodbye and thank you very much for watching. Fair winds to you all.